Hi everybody, it's Robbie from Southern California. Let's whisper. I just decided to come down here because I was working in my garden to see what Gary's doing, and I am in Gary's garden. Oh my goodness. See, there I am. Look at all the toads. I've been down here for a while. I've been so busy in mine, and I know he's around here because he said he was going to do some clips. So I see the camera, but he's not here, which means he's not filming. Look at all this. Look at all the buckets. Now I know where my buckets are going. Look at everything he's got set up. Let me see if we can find him. I don't think he minds when I sneak up on him. He seems to be okay with it. Gary, are you down here? Yes. I'm looking, I've got my camera on, and we're taking a sneak peek at all the totes that you swore you would never set up. He's got gophers. So, wow. How about something quick? I know you're busy, and I've been working in my garden. Oh, look at your walking onions. They've already popped. Oh my goodness, these are walking. You got a lot of walking onions.
I've got walking onions everywhere. So these are just starting to walk, they're opening up. And I've just been working on a lot of things.
Let's take a walk real quick. I know you're busy, and I know you didn't expect this.
I've got potatoes in my buckets over there. They're doing well. I've got a lot of different things that I'm setting up.
Where's your ubes now? Are they in these totes over here?
They're still in the ground. A lot of them are still in the ground. I've dug some up. So I dug these ones up already. I just have to clear the rebar and get these ready and prepared for next year. So I've already started to sprout mine. So I just have to clear this off, finish all this up. I've got some in totes.
What is this? I haven't seen these totes.
Well, this is wild fennel. So this is the wild fennel plant I had. It dropped seeds and they dropped into these totes.
Okay.
So that's just come up from seed.
Do you eat that?
Yes, I ate that.
Oh my goodness.
I also put it in my tea.
And then you've got Malabar spinach that did not die back.
The Malabar spinach, this one didn't die back. It's going to take off again this year. I've got some beds set up to plant some passion fruit. I've got passion fruit plants that I got from Baker Creek. I'll plant one there. I'll plant one on the other side, and that can vine up, and that'll shade this part.
Where are you going to plant the other ones?
Yep.
Oh, here?
One here.
Okay.
One there.
Wow, here's your ponds. That's your very first one.
My first one, I've just started to clear it. I started to set things up here. I want to redo all this. I trim back some of the cannas. I'm going to have to trim more back. They're starting to shoot up again.
Wow, and then you've got the pepinos. Oh my goodness. I've got to get some more back. I lost my one and only plant, and I've got to get some more in there. I thought I saw fruit a minute ago, but no.
Yeah, there's fruit scattered around. There's fruit up there.
There they are.
I think there's fruit down here too.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, there's a nice cluster.
Wow. And we have to wait till they turn yellow.
Yep.
But you can eat them green, bigger than that, and just fry them or do something with them.
But I prefer when they turn totally yellow. I'm not sure what's going on with the leaves right now.
Yeah, the leaves are spotted, so something's going on, and yet it's still fruiting and flowering.
Yeah, it may be the cool nights, I'm not sure.
Oh my goodness. Oh, look at your rock work around here you made. Okay, so you've got in here...
I've got garlic, and I've got scarlet runner beans in the centre.
Oh.
So I've got scarlet runner bean in each one of these, and I'll just run that up the rebar, and that'll be nice. It'll just sort of take right up there. And with my kiddie pools here, I decided to put black plastic in them. That'll preserve the kiddie pools, and I've got those interlocking blocks. So we just interlock like that. That makes it look nicer, and if I accidentally step on it, it's not going to cause any damage too. So I figured that out. Got some elephant garlic in here. Not 100% sure what this is yet.
And you've got all those totes there.
Yeah, more totes over here. Some more scarlet runner beans. Some of the edible ice plant that I got from Baker Creek. This will act as a nursery for now. I'll leave them in here, and then as it gets bigger, I'll be able to bust it up and move it around the garden a bit more.
I want to say some people are going to think, wow, they're so small, but to think that you could barely see the seeds. They were so tiny when they came up.
Yeah, the seeds were encapsulated because they were so tiny. So Baker Creek sold them as encapsulated seeds because otherwise they must be microscopic.
And they're edible.
And they're edible.
Oh, wow. So all this is sitting in water.
Yeah, all this is sitting in water. More small white potatoes. These are just sitting in water on bricks just to elevate it a little bit. And they've got holes in the bottom that the water can go in, and they just simply wick up.
So the holes are about 1 inch from the bottom. There's no holes on the very bottom, right?
They're about 1 or 2 inches, none on the very bottom, 1 or 2 inches from the bottom. They're just sitting like that. I've got gambusia or mosquito fish in here that controls the mosquitoes, so I don't have an issue with the mosquitoes.
Cool. Look at all this. Oh, there's your fish. There's a lot of fish in there.
Yeah, they're really keeping the mosquito population down really well. So,
And the bucket's got carrots?
yeah, I've got some carrots in a few buckets around the garden. This is a variety Black Nebula.
Ooh, you've got a label. Let's see the label. See? They're making labels now.
So it's faded a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I'm using the other Sharpies now.
Yep, and the type of soil I mixed, so I'm experimenting with soil, so this is clay mixed with sand.
Oh, that's cool. You're writing down all your notes. That's what I do too.
I planted it in February. So that's a couple months old, and they're doing pretty well. The soil mix is a little bit stiffer than I'd want it, so some of the others I just planted straight clay. So I didn't want to give them a lot of nutrients.
Now, what is that there?
This is my fish trap. So I use this to catch the fish so I can move them around from pond to pond. And it's a simple thing that I made up out of 2 soda bottles. I've got a funnel on either end. So that's the top of the bottle. I've got a rock to weigh it down. And I just push them in like that. A little bit of wire, something to hang it from. And that sits in the water. Because the mosquito fish gulp air, I want to make sure there's air inside the bottle. So when they go in, I trap them and they can still breathe.
Do you have a video on this?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I was going to refer a video to it. Okay. So that's cool. So this way the fish go into the tiny opening on the bottle, and then they don't know how to find their way out.
Yeah. It's a funnel trap. I get trapped, I just move it from one pond to another.
And then you're going to move some in here? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I've been moving more into there.
Yeah, you are. I just saw one swim by over there. Okay. Oh, cool. See, what else do you have going on? The hummingbirds that were in here, they left already, right? They're the nest.
Yeah, they've already left. Really, the only things that are growing here, the cannas, they really don't go dormant here. And a lot of my turmeric hasn't come up yet. This is the small taro, and it's starting to come back. So these corms, I'll separate it off. I might put it in a bigger container. If you put it in a larger container, it'll produce more corms. And in the rest of my garden, I've got a lot of leafy greens growing over here. I've got black sugar cane, that I haven't planted yet. I'm going to plant that outside my garden. Lemon verbena, that's really the only tree I've got left, or shrub I've got left in my garden. I don't want any root competition this year, so I removed the 2 fig plants that I had growing. And my tree collards are flowering. So my purple tree collards are flowering right now. I haven't noticed any seed pods yet. They kind of formed a little bit, but I don't know if they're going to fill out. Actually, that one there's starting to fill out. So I'll probably have seeds of this dropping if the goldfinches don't get to it. Actually, there's a bunch of it.
They eat it when it's green.
Yeah, they'll start, once they find it, they'll start eating it very soon.
Wow. And behind you, you've got your green tree collard forest.
Yeah, there's my green tree collard. And I've got to harvest my artichokes before they start opening up. So I've got a lot of these that I need to harvest. And that's starting to topple over.
Oh, you've got a lot of them all back. Oh my goodness. They're all through here.
Yeah, I better harvest some today.
Yeah.
Get them out. I don't really have any aphid issues yet. So I've got a few ants moving in, but the aphids haven't really sort of built up.
Oh, look. Oh my goodness. All right, let's move out. Oh my goodness, this is a jungle. Now it's one way in and one way out. And more, oh look. More pepinos all through here. Wow, your pepinos do really, really good.
Yeah, and this is basically clay soil with wood chips on the top. So I think they do better if you don't give them a rich soil. And then I've got a lot of Swiss chard that I'm starting to remove because I just have too much and I can't get through the walkways.
This is all pepinos here too. Yeah, somebody's talking about walkways. They grow everywhere. You gotta go sideways just to get through the Swiss chard. Feel the Swiss chard.
But I'm collecting all the leaves, so the Swiss chard and everything's chopped up, and that's going into these totes, and I'll put those in my totes as I set them up. And this is my first yacone plant that I planted.
What is this again?
Yacone. It's got an edible tuberous root, and that's going to get really tall, so I'll be able to use a rebar stake to support it, because that tends to get a little bit top heavy. And this one I've got some Thai mint, and I've got more carrot. The carrots in here are basically in clay soil, and I like this soil mixture a little better.
And this is Thai mint, you said?
Thai mint, yep. And then this morning I planted some more apple cactus. So I planted these maybe 2 months ago, and this one here is starting to set root, and I planted these this morning.
Can I ask, what is this? Is this anything or no?
This is false agave. We got some little bulbils off a plant, and this was a nursery for them, and I haven't done anything else since. And these are some of the apple trees I think you gave me.
Oh, these are the ones
from seed.
From the deck. Okay.
From the deck. And my dragon fruit, I'm thinking this is almost big enough to fruit this year. It's a couple of years old. I've had it in the ground for a while. Got it scattered through the place. I've got eggplant, a couple of different varieties of eggplant. These are last year's cherry tomatoes. They're coming back. There's a couple of ponds tucked away under here.
You can't see the ponds. Oh my goodness. So what is growing all over the pond? This is sweet potatoes growing all over, right?
Yeah, this is sweet potatoes. And then I've got some potato mint here. The only plant that isn't edible is my black flag iris that's there. So out here I've got different things, like I've got the curly leaf parsley. I think that's curly leaf.
Yes.
And you know, as I go through I'll find things here and there. but everything's kind of hidden away like a jungle.
Oh my goodness. And this is onions?
Yeah, these are onions. So these are the ones we got from Texas. And this is my rhubarb. I'm still eating rhubarb from last year, so I'll finish up last year's and then I can harvest more. And I've put another pond in over here with more potatoes.
Oh, wow.
So these potatoes, I haven't hilled them yet, but what I'm going to do is I plant them in the bottom of a hole in the bucket. As they start growing, I add more soil. So now I'll add more soil and bring it up here so that the tubers will form along the stem. Now, I just haven't gotten to it yet. I'll fill it up and then leave them be.
Another kiddie pool they're all in. How many buckets are in that kiddie pool?
5 buckets in this one.
Okay, so 5 fit in the kiddie pool.
Yeah, I calculated I could probably get 7 in, but I decided I wanted to leave space for the fish and the dragonflies to come in and lay their eggs. So I'm creating an ecosystem. I'm not just growing food in the kiddie pools. I want to make sure that there's room for the dragonflies to come in between the buckets and lay their eggs. I assume they're going to be coming in fairly soon.
Oh, wow. You really can't get through here anymore, can you? Oh, look, you have a bumblebee up there. Oh, did you build a nest for them?
Yeah, I built it's going into the log that I built. I drilled some holes in the end of it just so that it can get in and build a nest. So that one's probably nesting in that one. I know there's a couple of them hanging around, but that's a female. The big dark ones are the females.
Wow, you've created a home for them.
Yeah.
Oh, and look, I can't get over the artichokes. They're just full. I'm definitely coming down here and snatching some for dinner.
Well, it's toppled into my walkway, so I have to kind of step around this way now.
Oh my goodness.
But I really need to string this up with the rafters with some rebar just to support it. Of course, any leaves that get damaged, that becomes compost. So this produces a lot of biomass too, so that's another good reason I'm growing the artichokes. Produces a lot of biomass. So I can put this in my composting and these will end up in my totes and my buckets.
So that's basically, we've done a circle on the inside, and then you've got dragon fruit all through here.
Dragon fruit cuttings from your garden, and I put them along this chain link fence here, and I'm just stringing them up, and I'm hoping this year I should be getting a lot of flowers.
Wow, well, I think we've done a quick circle around without getting into, because there's no way to get into everything without spending an hour down here. It's just amazing. It's such a jungle down here. Oh my goodness. All right, well, let me I'm trying to get out of here. Now I have to go back this way and not trip on anything. Used to be able to walk all through here, and now everything is overgrown. I see tomatoes growing in your pond here too.
Yeah, I've got more cherry tomatoes growing amongst, they're actually growing over the pond. So this plant is coming from the center somewhere. There's a couple of plants in here and I'm not sure exactly where they are, but they're kind of in the center.
Wow, look at that. Tomatoes everywhere. All right, well, I guess I'm going to let you get back to work. Look at now that's a hybrid, I think, this kale.
Yeah, this is a hybrid that I got out of your garden. So it's almost got a broccoli sort of head on it, but I think it's a kale hybrid.
You know, Kiddie eats that, and she thinks it's broccoli, so it must taste like broccoli. Here, snap me off a piece. You're not saving the seeds, right?
No, I'm not saving the seeds.
I'll put it in my pocket and see. Give her something. Because she eats that. She thinks it's broccoli. That's good enough for me.
Cat mint in here.
Cat mint?
Yep. And I've got red vein sorrel. I've got a bunch of things scattered through here. It's too much to sort of think of unless I stumble on it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see garlic chives and all kinds of mint and celery and more walking onions all through here. And sweet potatoes periodically popping up, and carrots, and more carrots in the buckets I see over there. And I don't know, I don't even know what you've got down here. You've got a lot of stuff down here. I mean, that's a scarlet runner. That big root down there is a scarlet runner?
Yeah, this is from last year. I planted this one last year and it died back to the root, and now it's starting to regrow.
Oh, so you're going to use the rebar. It's going to go up.
So the ones that I planted over there, that's from seed from this year. So that's what I'm going to do with those.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we've bothered you enough. Yeah, I'll let you get back to doing your clips. And this was fun. I just figured I'd kind of take a walk, had camera in hand, I've been walking around and thought, I'll come down and see what you're doing, if that was all right.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, well, with that.
Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And with that, don't forget to eat what you grow.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.